Okay, so I noticed that you had sent this in for a review, but nobody's got to it yet. And we're about to have a patch on the game, so it's going to wipe all of the replay codes. So I thought I'd have a very, very quick 5-minute look, because I have like 15 minutes to get through as many as I can. So we're going to have a quick look at your soldier. I'm going to try and give you some clear, actionable feedback. The first thing to understand is, what is Soldier good at? Like, why do we pick Soldier? Soldier's great at medium range. He's great at applying consistent pressure. So if you want to apply consistent pressure, you don't want to be running around all the time. You don't want to put yourself near the front. You don't want to put yourself in harm's way in front of the tank, or fighting for attention with the tank, because then you have to run away, you can't apply pressure. So instead what we can do is, one, we can use off angles. Off angles simply mean an angle that is not the main angle. You can see this is the main zone where we're fighting, the main angle, right? So even this could be a little off angle. Even this could be more of a harsher off angle. The key thing is, you want to use high grounds and off angles. Why? Because high grounds often allow you to rotate your position. You can rotate through here once the payload moves up and they move back. Okay? Even if you start here, you can rotate here. So we mainly want to use high grounds, and we want to use off angles. That's basically the secret to positioning well on Soldier. And the better you position, the more time you have to shoot the enemy to apply pressure. So let's have a look. Yep, so far so good. Really nice pressure. We're staying on high ground. I love this. So here's where I would consider changing. And why would I change position here? Let's see if you do. Nice. Okay, so here's where I think we're making a bit of a mistake. Remember, we said we don't really want to be at the front all the time. Why? Because we have to spend time running away, trying to avoid damage. Whereas if you went up here, can you see how you would avoid all of the damage coming onto the payload, and you split their focus? So they start looking at your team, but you're spamming them, you're shooting them. So if they look at you, they are no longer looking at your team, which means they have to split their attention, and it's easier for you guys to live, for you guys to get value. Compare this to all 5 of you guys are on payload. The only direction that anybody has to look is in this direction. So it's easy for them to deal with you. That's why going this way is quite a bad idea. We're too close, okay? I'd say the range management is definitely a problem. Remember, Soldier is typically a medium range damage dealer. So can you see how going up here and taking this angle, maybe we can land a Helix rocket on the Juno, take her out. Suddenly, we get a pick just from taking this angle, where it's very easy. Compared to here, you can see the Sig, he's shielding in our face as a bastion that we have to worry about. So my recommendation for you, my actionable step for you, is to work on taking off angles like you're about to do now. Perfect. There we go, amazing. So I would work on your consistency when it comes to taking these angles. Nice. And then we want to rotate. Perfect. Okay, so I can see you're not completely struggling with angles. We're just a little bit slow to take the angles. I'm going to give you a second tip, and then we're going to round it up, because I'm trying to keep it very quick. So I would honestly work on in a way, your combo. So in my opinion, you should Helix first. The reason why you should Helix rocket first is, if you Helix here, it lands, it pushes her to the right slightly, depending on where it lands. So you can predict, if it lands on her left, the knockback will push her slightly to the right. It makes it easier for you to aim. It makes it easier for you to kill the Symmetra. Also, let's say you flanked around here, she didn't know you were here. If you Helix first, it's very hard to react to a Helix, because it's sudden damage, it's a rocket, it flies fast. Whereas if you start shooting first, the Symmetra has time to react. She's only taking 19 damage per bullet, compared to 120 from opening with a Helix rocket. So we can either surprise her with 19 damage per bullet, or we can surprise her with a 120 damage rocket. Of course, you surprise her with the rocket, so it's harder for her to avoid that. Then you follow up with your shots. So that's the second thing I would work on if I was you. Try to open up with your Helix rocket, and then follow up with your bullets. I hope that helped. I'm sorry that I couldn't make a longer video. Let me know your thoughts.